Oh, the birds are very active this morning. I'm a little sleepy. The birds are not. Ah, so nice to feel the forest coming more and more alive as spring approaches. I was having a conversation recently trying to help someone, People come to me for help, sometimes in a professional capacity, and they hire me. Sometimes it's just a friend. And then the dynamics can be a little different, whether it's someone who knows me or someone who doesn't. But in this situation, the person I was trying to help was really resistant, which is always an interesting dynamic. Come for help and then resist the help that's available. I myself have done this and even tend to do this. Just like habitual skepticism doesn't just go away on its own. I've spent too many years cultivating it before my heart opened. And so anyway, we think that we're in danger, but it's possible to try things, and they don't have a grave consequence necessarily, depending on what it is that we're trying. And so this goes with like healing modalities, therapies, spiritual practices. You can try these things and see how they feel and see if they work. You can give them a shot. So in this case, I was just simply talking about mindfulness. Sit, observe your feelings, see what they're like. What the benefit is that you get to know that these things that you're desperate to solve, avoid, cure, that they're not as much of a problem as you think. That they're just products of the mind and feelings of the body, and they're not going to kill you. But the person I was helping wanted, something to do to solve it, some way to think about things newly. And sitting and observing feelings felt like not very promising, or like possibly even that somehow this would lead to a worse problem than what was already presenting itself. So my approach is to say, well, in my experience, this is something that has really helped me. It's just to get very curious and bring a compassionate observance. What am I like? What is going on for me? What is this feeling? What is this fear? What is this shame? What is this sense of impending doom? What is this scarcity or this lack? What is it like? And you think of questions that you can ask yourself. Does it have a place in my body? Is it in my gut? Is it in my shoulders? Like, where's the tension? Is there some place in your body that is more tense than it is relaxed? And what is being held there? Okay, so what's this feeling? Does it have a location? Does it have a texture? Is it smooth, rough, jagged, rounded? Does it have a motion? Does it move? Does it have a motion? Does it move? Does it go upward, downward, sideways, left, right, swirling, inward, outward? Does it have a color? And when you start bringing all these kinds of curiosities, you find the thing that is plaguing you is diminished. It diminishes in intensity, typically. Not all the time, but usually. Because these things run us from the shadows. Their power is in the shadows, in the darkness. As soon as you start looking at it, as soon as you turn and say, okay, you're welcome here. What are you like? It shrinks. It shrinks. There's a children's book about a boy who's got a little like cat-sized dragon. This little cat-sized dragon appears one day by his bed, and it's cute. And he tells his parents, and they don't believe him. And the dragon grows and grows the more that nobody will recognize it, until it is like destroying the town. It's a giant. So this cute little children's book reveals this principle, that what is plaguing you, what is terrorizing you, has power only because you have an aversion to it. As soon as you welcome it, everything changes. This is also in the climax of The Wizard of Oz. The great and powerful Oz, the tyrant of the realm, is just a little old man. No big deal. So it's not really necessarily that you need a solution, that there's something for you to conquer or even to fight. Sometimes you just need to notice it. That takes courage, because it can be terrifying, especially when it's deep and dark and it feels deadly. But your feelings won't kill you. You know, people whose mental health or emotional disruption leads to like suicide or death through addiction or risky behavior, it's still not really the feeling that's killing them, but the response to the feeling, the response to the thinking, but not the thoughts or the feelings themselves. They're not deadly. So if you can trust that, then you can get to know yourself. What are you made of? How deep does the darkness go? You don't have to respond to it in any way. You don't have to help it, fix it, cure it, understand it. You simply attend. You are simply present with what is so. And you get into the reality of you. And you learn more about what it is to be you. And if you can do that with a bravery, even with a bit of confidence, everything can change. Because your strategies to survive and to prevent the loss of what is most precious to you, those strategies are ultimately doomed. Because someday you'll die. And everything that can be lost will be lost. But there are things that cannot be lost. And through this process of mindfulness, of sitting in observance, you could use a meditation technique from Buddhism or Taoism to accomplish this. Or you can just simply sit and observe, like a very intent listener, like as if you're listening to a piece of music and really trying to hear that one instrument in the background on the left side, you know? Or like a scientist looking closely through a microscope, but at yourself, at your being, at your thoughts, at your feelings, at what it's like to be you, at what's possible to unearth, to emerge, what wants to be known about you. And who wants to know it? You? Whatever it is that you take to be you. See, then you get into this next level where it's like, well, there's the me that thinks and the me that feels, and then there's the me that can observe that and and perhaps something even beyond that. And your whole notion of I, me, myself starts to shift and actually starts to grow, which means then you have more space for all of this material that you're lugging around and that has this shape, size, texture, location, and motion that is causing you to think that there's something there for you to fix. And there may be something for you to fix. I'm not ruling that out. But I will tell you that to attend, to give your attention, your awareness, and your compassion to the feeling or the thought that you consider a problem, that attention and that attendance, that awareness and that compassion, any one of those is likely enough not to solve your problem, but to have you realize that what you take to be a problem is really not much. And I don't mean to minimize the trouble that you're in if you feel yourself in trouble. The terror you feel is real. The anxiety, the fear, the shame, the desperation, the panic to solve something, that's real. But in my experience with myself and with others, often what is required is simply to be with those feelings. And if you could use some support, then you can do it with a friend. Or you can hire someone who's more expert in these things. That's a good idea too. Okay. Good talk. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending time with me. It's a joy to share whatever wisdom I have gathered in my journey through this life and my experience of transformation from being in a life-threatening condition of depression and despair to feeling grateful and in love with my life. This is available for anyone, I think. Certainly, it's available to most people. God bless you.